Okay, good day to everyone. Hi, and my name is John Chua. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about an exciting business opportunity leveraging on the booming anti-aging industry. So, before we get started, I'd like to congratulate you for being invited to watch this video. It tells us that the one who invited you to watch this link is in full confidence about your ability to help us with this global business project. So, before I begin with the business talk, I'd like to give a short introduction about myself. I graduated 20 years ago from college with a course on management honors program. And immediately after graduating, I was hired by Procter and Gamble to be part of their business development team. So in 10 years working for Procter and Gamble, I was eventually promoted to a senior management position. At that time, earning roughly around $5,000 per month 10 years ago, and being offered regional assignments for Southeast Asia. At that time, I was starting a family, and I had to decide whether I wanted to pursue a corporate life working for a multinational company where I would definitely have a lot more money. Who doesn't want that, right? But I observed that together with that money, it will be less time for my family, less time for taking care of my health, and less time for sleep. And so 10 years ago, I decided to transition to entrepreneurship with this business project. And fortunately, within 3 years, I was able to build my business to be much bigger and more rewarding than my previous job. So today we're going to talk about how to understand better this industry so that you can see how you can capitalize on it. So the brand that we are launching is called ageLOC, and the customer proposition is for you to have your best skin, your best health, so that you can have your best life today. So, how many of us would like to look good all the time? Yes. How many of you would like to be at the peak of your health all the time? Yes. Who doesn't want to be fit and healthy, right? And how many of you would like to live the best, not just the good, the best life that you can today? Two hands up. Yeah. All right. So let me talk about that. And so, if you're watching this video, it means that you're at least interested to consider a business project or venture outside of what you're presently doing. And for all of us, not only do we want to invest our money intelligently, we also want to invest our time and our attention and our focus intelligently. So, the first thing to do is to qualify which kind of business or venture is going to be worth our while. So, in the same way, 10 years ago, I had to consider several criteria before I finally decided on which business to move forward with. And let me share with you these criteria and let me know if you agree with them. So, for me, the perfect business would be a business that would have high profit potential, meaning I could earn a lot of money, but low cost of entry, which means I did not have to pull out a huge chunk of my savings to fund my capitalization. If possible, I wanted it to be minimal, if possible, within the $2,000 to $3,000 range, because my traditional business cost me around $10,000. So if it is less than $2,000, it's low cost of entry for me. But for it to be high profit potential, we need to understand that the income or the profits come from revenue, and the revenue comes from market demand. So the second criteria that we need to look at is that our business taps into a booming or growing market trend. In business, there are two types of industries. The first is what we call the sunrise industry, and the second would be the sunset industry. So there are businesses right now that used to be sunrise, for example, the USB. But at this time, it's already sunset because everyone's adopting to the cloud. Once upon a time, there was a sunrise industry for, um, I would say, Nokia, but eventually it became sunset. So the challenge is how do we now tap into a market demand that is going to be perpetually sunrise? Would you agree that if you find a business that is perpetually sunrise, you would have a better chance of succeeding? Yeah, great. So that's the second criteria. The third criteria is to engage that market with exclusive, differentiated products and technologies that are highly uh, differentiated from the current crop that's available in the market, if there are any. So, exclusive innovative products and technology means that we need to have something that is a cut above the rest, so that you don't play on pricing and you don't play on extended customer services. Instead, you play on what we call huge product quality and differentiation. Fourth, a solid business partner. So when we go into business, we're going to partner with a supplier, and a supplier can be stable or unstable. It can be unstable in the sense that it cannot fulfill your orders. It can be unstable in the context that it does not have strong financial fundamentals. And so we want to invest our time and talent in something that will be built to last. I know a lot of friends who have invested in other principals, and sadly, after 5 years of hard work, the principals had to bail because they were not managed properly and they did not have the track record and foundation to last longer. So, would you agree that finding a rock solid business partner, someone that is like a Procter and Gamble, a Coca Cola, in terms of stability, someone like Toyota, someone like perhaps Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, uh, these are things that would make us more um, likely to succeed in a business compared to venturing with a, I would say it, startup or a 2 3 year old company. And fifth, for me, which is the most important, is the ability in my invested participation to create long-term passive income for myself and for my family. And this is important for me because I wanted to venture into a business platform that will support the lifestyle that I wanted. And so, if these five criteria make sense for you, and if you want to have a business that has the ability to create long-term passive income, that has a rock-solid business partner, that has exclusive innovative products and technology that the market demands and that the market is growing in terms of demand from, and a market that is going to boom in the next 5 years, then you might want to really listen in to the next 10, 15 minutes of discussion that we're going to have. All right, so let me discuss these areas one by one. The growing market trend today is called the anti-aging market. What is the anti-aging market? This is the market for where people use products that will help them reverse or delay the aging signs and symptoms. And so, to give you some example, when you use a hair dye to dye your hair from gray or white to brown, black, gold, blonde, whatever. It's a form of anti-aging aesthetic. When you go to a dermatologist, an esthetician, it's a form of anti-aging. When you go to gyms to prevent diseases, it's a form of anti-aging. And it is forecasted to skyrocket in 2025 to $1 trillion annual business. And what's driving this growth are two things. Number one, the population is aging, so we will have more people who are above 40 years old in the population the next 10 years compared to people who are under 40 years old. And second, even if they're 25 to 30 years old, in today's lifestyle and stress, there is accelerated aging. So even if you look at a 25-year-old, their birth certificate might say that they are just 25, but when you look at their vitality, their looks, the shape of their body, they look closer to 35 than 25. And so these trends spur a demand that is going to be huge. It's what we call a snowball effect. As the years pass, the snowball rolls down the hill and keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So the question right now is, how do we position ourselves as a business person into this trillion-dollar industry? So there are two ways. The first way is to go into the market using the red ocean strategy. The red ocean strategy, basically, you compete with the next person with the same market space. So what does that mean? If your friend has how shall we say it, a skin clinic, you set up your own skin clinic. It just divides the market from one clinic to two clinics, and your focus is beating the competition and exploit existing demand instead of creating new demand. Now, we'd like to talk more about the blue ocean strategy, and that's what we'd like to leverage on. Blue ocean strategy is where you create uncontested market space. Fundamentally, you are launching a product that no one else has at this time. And so when you introduce your product or your business to people, they would be very interested in the novelty of it. And this is the opportunity for us to get something from um, how shall we say it, uh, new to something mainstream. So when you talk about blue ocean, the idea is to make competition irrelevant in such a way that the old ways of doing things will no longer be acceptable for people. Much the same way that pagers are now obsolete, even if they can still work. They have been replaced by the cell phone. So here in the blue ocean, we create and capture new demand. So today we're going to talk about blue ocean strategy technologies that are addressing the anti-aging industry. So let me give you a case study. In 2006, the annual revenue of Apple was close to around $20 billion, roughly $19 billion, and they took around 30 years, almost 30 years, to set up $19 billion in annual revenue. Fundamentally, they were very niche in terms of market acceptance. But what was surprising is in 10 years' time, by 2016, their sales ballooned to $216 billion annually, or 8 to 10 times growth. And so, what would be responsible for creating the extra 190 billion in 10 years that they could not create in the past 30 years just doing 19 billion? So, can you imagine that? 30 years of work, 19 billion. 10 years of work, another 190 billion. And so the key to that is the red bar that you see at the bottom. And that is what we call the iPhone revenue. And as you can see, it's more than 50%. And the iPhone is what we call a game changing technology, or what you can also say, blue ocean, in the sense that it created a totally new category into itself, incomparable to the Nokias and to the Alcatels and to the Motorola's. And so today we're talking about this because the first product we're going to launch is something called the iPhone of skincare. And you see it on the right, it's called the Lumi Spa. So just to reinforce what game changing means, everyone has used a typewriter before. If you are 30 and above, yeah. But today, everyone is already using a laptop, if not a mobile phone, for reports and mails. And so what used to be mainstream in the character of typewriter was replaced by a game-changing technology called the laptop. And today, even if it is much more expensive than the typewriter, people prefer the laptop and to pay for a laptop more than a typewriter. Once upon a time, we did not have motor vehicles. We only had bicycles that would require our feet to move them forward. Today, most transportation are motor vehicles, such as mostly cars, and no one is, or very rare, do we see people using bicycles as a mode of transport. And lastly, the landline. So everyone has migrated to cell phones. I would say perhaps 95% or more of communication is now through smartphones. And people are not going to go back to the landline anymore, fundamentally because it is you are able to be more efficient and effective with the cell phone or the smartphone compared to a landline. So this is how tech has upgraded our lives. And the reason we're talking about this is because our project is a project that will help us transition from the old ways of doing things to the new ways of doing things. And once we are able to migrate the market towards that, what's going to happen is that we're going to create billions and billions of dollars in terms of revenue by getting the new game-changing technologies into the mainstream. This time as a business partner, which means that we have the potential to earn long-term dividends from this project. So let me talk about how to achieve your best skin ever with the Spa Duo. So today, people use their hands to wash their face. Unfortunately, if you just use your hands, the same way that you don't use your hands to brush your teeth. Um, why? Because the toothbrush is more effective in cleaning your teeth, although it's quite rough, but it's adequate. We don't use our fingers because our fingers can apply the toothpaste, but it cannot scrub it adequately to remove the dirt and the plaque. So when we wash our hands or our face with our hands, whatever cleanser we're using, it has the ability to apply the cleanser, but the cleansing efficacy is very minimal. So what happens is that there's dirt, oil, and dead skin cells that are left on the skin surface, thereby making people look, clean but not perfect. And because of this, they um, go for dermatologists and skincare treatments. Now we want to upgrade this to the future from hand washing to what we call Lumi Spa washing. And Lumi Spa washing now uses a device called the Lumi Spa that will allow us to clean our skin much more effectively than just our hands. And so when you use the Lumi Spa, the skin quality will be much more pristine, and you will look and feel cleaner and younger every day. Would you like to look and feel clean and young every day? So that is where the Lumi Spa comes in. Now we have a video that defines and explains in better detail from Angela how the Lumi Spa works. But what I'll do instead, I'll just share with you the link to that video so you can watch it after you watch this video. Hey. So what is the unique difference of the Lumi Spa? First, we are using silicone heads. Silicone is gentle to the skin, unlike bristles or plastic brushes, because plastic brushes can actually cause micro tears. So silicone is gentle on our skin. And what the company did was we studied different patterns of textures. And we found that these textures that you see on your screen right now are the most effective in terms of cleansing the skin. So on the right, you see the daily treatment head. This is for morning and evening. And on the left, you see the firm treatment head. This is for exfoliating 2 to 3 times a week. And you can also use this for your elbows, for your knees, for any part of your body that you feel there's more dry skin or dead skin, and you want to be exfoliated more deeply. You can use the Lumi Spa Firm Treatment Head. So that's the first benefit. The second benefit of the Lumi Spa, by the way, before I continue on the second benefit, the silicone is also embedded with silver, making it antimicrobial. So other products in the market, when you leave it, it will attract bacteria and virus. So the next time you wash your face, you're like putting the virus and bacteria back to your skin. But ours has silver, which is antimicrobial. Therefore, bacteria and virus cannot stay long on our Lumispa head. So that provides you better hygiene for your cleansing device. Now, our Lumispa operates with two circles. So one is clockwise, the other is counterclockwise. So it has that motion that it's called counter oscillating or motion that will allow our skin to create new skin cells in the process. So what happens as we are growing up, our skin produces new skin cells and we shed dead skin cells. As we age, however, after 25 years old, new skin cells are created less and less. And so what happens, the old skin cells are left on our face and they stay there longer and longer and longer and longer. Therefore, the more old skin cells we have on our face, the older we look compared to the new skin cells. So in this counter oscillating motion, it has been proven that this motion stimulates skin renewal, such that as we exploit the dead skin cells, we stimulate the creation of new skin cells, and this one creates skin renewal as we use the LumiSpa perpetually, week after week, month after month. Another benefit is for people who have oily skin. It will help tighten your pores so that the dirt and impurities stay out and far away instead of getting deep into your pores. So tighter pores will make you look better, cleaner, and will also avoid the dirt and impurities throughout the day from getting deeper into your skin. So that's the Lumi Spa. So if you use the Lumi Spa, you will have the skin towards your right hand. And if you use your hand, technically you're still gonna have a variation of the face on the left, some glossiness, some uneven skin tone, dirt and impurity still. So the Lumispa removes dirt, impurities, and excess oil, exfoliates your dead skin cells, helps you minimize and close your pores, and stimulates skin renewal. So it's biased for me to tell you that the product is good because I'm already in the business. So the best testimony would be a third party who does not have anything to gain from this. So I like to highlight third party organizations in the beauty industry. These people have awarded us with some of them are gold, some of them are silver awards as best skincare product in 2018. So Beauty Global Awards, Biotechnology Awards, and the Golden Bridge Awards in the business world. And as you can see, beauty queens are getting more and more into our technology because they cannot just let the other beauty contestants have the best technology while they're left with their hands. Okay, so that's the first part of the skincare business. The second part is for anti-aging. Earlier, it's the iPhone of skincare for basic skincare cleansing. Now it's the iPhone for anti-aging, which means that this new technology called the ageLOC Galvanic Face Spa is designed to make us look younger and feel younger. So the Lumi Spa is the cleansing device. The Galvanic Spa is your ironing device. So how does it work? It uses microcurrents to stimulate your facial muscles and tighten it, and uses patented formula gels that will deep clean your skin and also provide deep moisturization. So here's another video that I'll add to the link of this video so you can watch it separately. So look at the faces on this page. These are people who have been using the galvanic face spa for a couple of years now, and it's more convenient for them because they value their privacy and their time. So they don't need to go out to have their face done before a red carpet event. They can do it at the convenience of their own home, faster, stress-free, and more private. So what does a galvanic spa do? This now fixes the lines and wrinkles around our face. So what happens as we age, our skin, our facial skin changes in um, tightness. So if we are young, under 25, you could say that your skin on your face is like slim fit to your bone structure. It's tight. As we hit 25 to 40, 50, it's called the middle ages, so it becomes a little bit like regular fit. But as we go past 50 years old, the skin becomes loose fit or baggy. And so the reason for that is because the collagen and the proteins on our face and the muscles are less and less and less year after year. Now, with the galvanic spa, we are able to stimulate the facial muscles, provided the right nutrients to maintain its protein and collagen and muscle, so that you will maintain the look of your skin that is tight and firm, similar to the one on the right, versus having lines around your eyes, your forehead, around your mouth. So this is what we call the ageLOC galvanic face spa. Okay, so this is for the face. Now let's move on to the other part, your best health today. And today we're going to talk about another problem as people age, and this is called the progression of degenerative diseases. How many of you know people who are overweight? Say me. How many of you know people who have hypertension, cholesterol, diabetes? Yeah. So if you know these people, these are people who are suffering from what we call degenerative diseases. It means that a part of their body is degenerating faster than the rest, therefore causing some complications and dysfunction in their normal routines. So it does not happen on snap. It happens over a period of time. So before it goes to stage three, which we call life-threatening, it doesn't go from fit and healthy to life-threatening immediately. It goes through the stage one, stage two, then stage three. Stage one is when we begin to pack on weight compared to when we were in college. And as we pack on weight, our metabolism has declined. Our lifestyle is less active, and we tend to eat more than usual because of stress, because of cravings, because of irregular eating habits. And so we suddenly feel that our clothes are tighter. We suddenly feel that our breathing is more labored. And this is what they call obesity. And people take their health for granted, saying that they're still strong and okay, let's just keep on doing it. What we're doing anyway, I can still manage. So after a few years of managing the unhealthy lifestyle and diet, people progress to stage two, and stage two is what they call organ abuse. Organ abuse is when you begin to have high blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, high blood sugar, fatty liver, and at this stage, it means that your lifestyle has already accelerated the degeneration of your organs. Imagine if you're a driver that does not stop for humps, or you let your nice BMW go through a rocky road without managing the speed. That kind of driving behavior damages the shock absorbers of your tires of your car. So when you have organ abuse, it tells us that the shock absorbers have already uh, been damaged enough that it needs to be taken care of externally by a doctor or hospital. And so you take maintenance medicine. And so stage two, it doesn't mean that you're about to die, but it tells the doctor that you are a candidate for these, how shall we say this? complications on health. Unfortunately, people rely too heavily on maintenance medicine, and they forget about the root cause of the problem, which is their lifestyle and their diet and their eating. So that the maintenance medicine serves as a uh, prevention, or I would say perhaps a delay on the progression of the degenerative disease. And so what happens, even if a person is taking maintenance medicine, if their lifestyle and their diet have not been altered and their physiology is not corrected, they progress to stage three, which wherein they experience heart attacks, strokes, diabetes complications, even cancer, kidney failure. And at this stage, stage three, this is where the cost for healthcare is obscene. $20,000, $30,000 for each procedure. And unfortunately, if you pay a high amount of investment, the quality of life that you enjoy is much poorer than before. You cannot really go play basketball after a bypass surgery. Now, on stage two, the cost is not as expensive and the lifestyle is not as bad, but it is still expensive, $200 per month per maintenance medicine. And you cannot really run around and enjoy your life. This is where people have migrated from basketball, football to now just playing golf because their body can no longer handle the demands of the sport. Stage one is where the cost is the most efficient. It is the lowest investment, but it has the highest quality of life that you can enjoy. And so today we're going to talk about stage one, how to get people on stage two back to stage one and to fit and healthy. And so we're targeting this um, epidemic called obesity. And so as people age, so that's their waistline from 30 inches to 40 inches to 45. So, um, and the problem is as the belly fat increases, it also increases what we call visceral fat, the fat around our organs. Okay. And the fat around our organs is something that will eventually envelope our heart, our liver, our kidney, and this will eventually be the ones responsible for um, insulin resistance and therefore diabetes and dysfunction of our organs. And so our solution is we have a non-invasive program called ageLOC TR90, wherein in 90 days we can dramatically alter the behavior and the lifestyle and the physiological profile of an individual, helping them lose between 5 to 10 kilos of weight, and significantly 70 to 80% of that will be body fat and excess water. So with TR90, you can lose weight sustainably, build your lean muscle, reduce body fat, reduce visceral fat, build your metabolism, build your immune system, and eventually normalize your blood sugar, triglyceride, cholesterol, and fatty liver without having to rely on your maintenance medicine anymore. If you're able to do that, you will be able to protect your kidney and your liver from failing in the future. So here are some partners who have gone through the program. This is Dr. Mike Matignas. He is an anesthesiologist. He lost 10.5 kilos in the program, and of that, 8.8 kilos are from fat. Notice the visceral area, and now it's flat. So from that, he lost 6 layers of visceral fat and became younger by 10 years. This is me. I lost 12 kilos in all. I used to be plump and lost 8 kilos of fat and 7 layers of visceral fat. Isaac Nalaga, mid 40s, lost 18 kilos and 5 layers of visceral fat. Dr. Helen Juanillo, 53, when she lost 10 kilos, look at that, and 5 layers of visceral fat. This is really life changing. Archie lost 20 kilos and took away his maintenance medicine after taking that for a few years. The doctor now made him maintenance free. Lester Tai from chubby to lean. So we have a science that is proven and we know exactly how to help people not only lose weight but to detoxify the dangerous visceral fat that are attacking our organs right now. So if your waistline is more than 32 and it's low waist, and you know that your belly is bigger than your chest, then you need to get yourself assessed on how big your visceral fat is or how thick it is, because these are now in that process of degenerating your organs faster than they should be. And so at this point, let me end there by talking about um, the strength of our company. Our company is publicly listed in the New York Stock Exchange. And for me to partner with a business, it has to be something that is totally reliable and trustworthy. So let me share with you the background of our company through this slide. So we have 30 successful years in operations. We are $3 billion in 2013, now approaching $5 billion in annual revenue. And we are operating in now 57 countries globally, which means you can start in the country of your location at this time and launch it globally, especially with e-commerce and social media. You can open your business in more than 50 countries. We are publicly listed in the New York Stock Exchange under the main board. You can look up for the symbol NUS. We have created over 1,500 now individuals who have built their business to earn more than $1 million. And Forbes magazine has featured us as top 100 trustworthy companies in 2010. Our science was also featured in Discovery Channel. And here at the bottom left, you will see our management team ringing the New York Stock Exchange opening bell. And this is because of the success of ageLOC brand being a hyper growth brand, achieving $5 billion in revenue in less than 5 years. So so far we've covered the growing market trend, exclusive innovative products and technology, rock solid business partner. And I will end this video for now here. If you're interested to know more how you can transform your life today to earn more money, have more time, more peace of mind, and build long-term passive income, we invite you to watch the next video. All right? So see you there. Bye.